Thank you, Resolute Billiard Supply, for sponsoring this video. Hello, everybody. This is Chris Wilmuth, and I'm here with another episode of the Pulling Around Show. And today we're here with Josh Powell. Thanks for joining me, Josh.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me, Chris.
He's got a channel on YouTube called Amateur Pool with Josh Powell. I'll leave a link in the description below, so y'all go check him out. And you'll really enjoy his content. I know I do, especially if you like pool. And he's amateur just like us. I've seen him miss a few easy shots when he's up there competing, and I don't know if you're just, as they say, you play to the level of your competition. So there you go.
You know, that's the funniest thing about starting this YouTube channel, man, and being on socials as far as playing pool. Automatically, people see I have a social account on YouTube and they think I'm a champion.
Right.
I'm absolutely no champion, man. I've made it very clear to people that I'm learning myself. I'm trying to get better, and I'm not bad. You know, I'm not a bad player, but I'm definitely a long ways away from championship level.
But still, you still play it for the love of the game.
Absolutely.
You know, win or lose, it's still there, and you still have fun, and that's what matters. What is your Fargo?
Fargo?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know. Last I checked, I think I was around 530 something. Funny thing about my Fargo, though, man, I established my Fargo back before COVID, probably 2 years before COVID. I played BCA, established my Fargo. My robustness is about 340 games. But I didn't really start putting in daily work and getting better until after that time. So I've played one Fargo tournament since then. I went into the Fargo tournament as a 501. I came out as like a 560, and then haven't played anything since, and I just dropped since then. So I don't know accurately. I know people I play with, and the people that I'm the same speed with, I know their Fargos are somewhere around 600, but I have no idea what my accurate Fargo would be.
Right. So how'd you get into playing pool?
Just hanging out at the bar, man. Really, I didn't start playing until I was 21. You know, this bar I went to had 2 tables, and I used to hang out up there. I actually ran the guys karaoke for them, Pontiac, Michigan, and we just played for fun. And I realized I was a fairly decent shot maker, you know, just getting on the table, and I wasn't half bad, and it kind of sucked me in. You know, as soon as I started playing and I beat a couple people, I said, man, this is my game. So I just started playing and went from there. I took it serious for a little while. You know, I used to be a member of a Moose Lodge that was real big into pool, some real solid champion players around us. And they were all members there. They hosted tournaments. I joined up there, and I learned a lot from those guys. So I started getting better. I played for maybe 3 or 4 years and got to a decent level. And then, you know, with young kids and my wife, I actually started driving a truck for a living. I stopped playing for almost a decade. And then I started back up about 6 years ago. And that's really when I started putting in work.
Right. Right. So what inspired you to start creating content for YouTube?
Fun of it, I guess, man. You know, it's funny. I've always thought about, man, it would be cool because I watch a lot of YouTube, you know, not just pool. I watch a ton of pool on YouTube, but I watch a lot of other YouTube, you know, just vlog creators and prank channels and anything like mindless entertainment. I love it. So I'll watch YouTube, and I always thought, man, these guys got the life. They make videos, they have fun, and they're making a living at it. You know, wouldn't it be cool if I could do something like that? I thought about that for years. Just never really made the jump to start doing it. And I said, man, you know, I'm into pool. Why don't I record my matches so I can watch them back, and maybe I can start posting them on YouTube? And it kind of developed from there. And once I started doing it, it's funny, the videography and the YouTube postings are real similar to pool. It kind of grabbed me and sucked me in, man. And I got the bug. So I started learning. Didn't know anything about video recording, editing, nothing. Hours and hours and hours spent combing through tutorial videos on YouTube how to edit, how to record, what equipment to use, and just been learning from there, man. And the first couple times I posted, people watched and the video sucked, right? They always do when you first start. But people were still watching a little bit, you know, a few people here and there. And I'd get some comments saying, hey, this is pretty cool, man. Keep doing this. I enjoy it. And I said, shit, man, people actually like watching it. So I'm going to keep doing it. And it got better from there, you know. And then spread awareness, you know. I mean, people, the game of pool, man, in our country, specifically in the United States, is pathetic, you know, as far as the country as a whole interaction. I mean, it's one of the toughest skills games or sports, whatever you want to call it. It is one of the toughest games you can play, all the nuances, and it doesn't get the respect it deserves like it does in other countries, man. We don't have pool clubs at schools. Right. We don't have a big junior program. We have some junior program, but not a big junior program that gets pushed. And man, we invented 9-ball, right? We started destroying the Moscone Cup for years and years, and now we can't fucking hold a leg to those guys overseas, man. And it's because pool is a diminishing sport in our country. And partly, I want to show amateurs that it's not all about the pro level. Just because you don't pot every single ball and never miss a shot, you can still play and enjoy the game. And there's millions of people out there just like you. That's
well, and the hardest part of the game to master is the mental side of it. I mean, if you can master that, you know, we've got players here that we've got one guy that is as talented as there is playing pool. But if he loses, he blows up. He will bite himself. He will punch himself. He will break his cue. And I know, and everybody knows that is a mental issue.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's nobody that can say anything to him to get him to stop. But he's got himself banned from, you know, a lot of the bars, a lot of the pool halls. If the pool tournaments that he can come play in. There's a lot of people that, hey, give me my money back. I'm not playing if he plays.
Yeah.
I mean, but himself, he can't help it. So but if he could overcome that mental barrier that he has, he would be
top notch.
He'd be one of the top 10 in the state of Oklahoma. Okay. And Oklahoma's got some of the best players in the country. So can you share any tips or advice for amateur players looking to improve their skills?
Man, like you said, mostly mental. As far as improving your skills, that's an easy answer, man. It's just table time and practice. There's no easy substitution for that. If you get on and a lot of people think, oh, I play every day, but they're not practicing every day. They're getting on the table with their friends and they're hitting balls and they're trying to play games. Practice is putting time in by yourself on the table, as hard as that may be, because it's not fun, and actually focusing on your stroke the entire time. Right. It feels like work, and that's why a lot of people don't do it. But that's the key to getting better at the game of pool. The mental side of it's completely different, man. If you figure out how to get that part under control, you let me know, because I need that as well as everybody else.
There's books out there. You know, I've got Max Everly's book on Zen pool, you know, teaching you how to breathe and stuff. And it's a boring book, but
well, Chris, and you know as well as I do, like breathing techniques and all that stuff is meant to calm you down, and that works for some people to some extent. But as far as the mental game goes, in my opinion, I think it's something everybody has to figure out for themselves, because everybody's a little different. And I'm not talking about the aggressive side of it, like you mentioned with that guy. You know, people get so passionate because they put so much time in to get better, and when they miss an easy shot, it's easy to get upset. That part aside, what I'm talking about is you practice and you're in one sort of mental state, but when you come into a big match or a tournament, you almost cannot put yourself in the same mental state as practice, as much as we try to, because you can't practice with the same kind of pressure. Right. And that's the mental side of it that I struggle with. I'm pretty calm and easy about if I miss a shot, man, I can let it go pretty easily. I can tease myself, make fun of myself. If you watch my videos, you know that part doesn't bother me. What bothers me is getting that inside feeling under control when you're hill and you have a difficult shot on the 8-ball or 9-ball, whatever game you're playing, calming yourself and saying, it's just another shot, man. I can make it. You know, I'm popping it in. That mental side of it is huge for me.
Right. Right. So and all your, so when did you start doing being a creator?
Man, I just started my YouTube channel less than a year ago. It was maybe I want to say it was March. So I'm coming up on a year, it's about 11 months now. Pretty close to 11 months when I posted my first video. I've had a YouTube channel for years. I just did it for watching other stuff, but
Right.
I didn't start posting anything until last March.
So are you to the point of where you can be monetized now?
Oh, I've been monetized. I got monetized after 3 months.
3 months.
I got 1,000 subscribers and what is it, 4,000 watch
4,000.
hours.
Yeah.
And I was monetized, but being monetized and making money at it are two different things, man, as you well know. Yeah. Your channel's monetized, correct?
It is, yes. Just a week and a half ago.
Congratulations, man.
I was running $1,000 entry 600 and under 8-ball tournament in Oklahoma City, and we went live and just put it on my YouTube channel. I don't know anything about the streaming, the open broadcast system, and all that stuff. I know nothing about it. If I stream with something, it's just my old phone. Turn the volume off and get a good angle of the table and just go from there. But you know, I got 700, 800 views, and it put me, once I got to share it, you know, watching live, what they're watching live doesn't count, but when they watch afterwards is what counts. And went over, you know, made sure to monetize that, and it got me over the hump that I needed to be for watch time hours. But then I interviewed Jason Hunt, man, and Jason is a character. He's from Buffalo. They call him the Buffalo, but he said he wrote the script. He come up with the idea of the show, The Hustlers. You know, the one season they did in New York with Mike. He said he come up with the script of that. They flew him out to California to go over that script and get information on it. And then while he was in California, they started filming it in New York and basically stole it from him.
They hosed him.
Yeah. Then it's just that's going to be on part 2 of my interview with him whenever he gets his stuff together. So
funny thing about that show, man, Scott Simonetti on that show. I flew out to Vegas and did some videos with Florian Kohler a while back, early in my YouTube career. I think I had maybe 1,200 subscribers at the time. And Florian was nice enough to agree to do it, man. I went out and recorded with him, but I reached out to Scott Simonetti. I had run into him previously, and he's like, yeah, man. And I was going to record some matches with Scott, but then he backed out after we were out there. He said, I don't want to be on YouTube with matches right now, you know, but him and I hung out, man, and partied a bit and played a tournament. He's a funny ass guy. And that guy, typical New Yorker, you know, in your face, aggressive, but nice. He's just got one of them strong personalities, man. Cool guy.
Did you know Florian's a dentist?
I knew no, not a dentist, an optometrist.
But he says, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Shit.
I interviewed Florian when I went out there too, man. He's a nice dude, man. I hung out at his house for it must have been 6-7 hours recording videos and interviewing him. He's actually in Michigan. He's in my state right now. I'm gonna go up. There's an artistic world pool championship right now in Bay City, which is only about an hour from me. So I'm gonna go up Saturday and get some video of that.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, so when he was going to optometry college, and he told his mom, he said, Mom, I want to play pool. And his mom was not happy about it, but she gave him time. He said, give me 6 months. Let me see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, I'll finish my optometry school. He ended up finishing school, and he's an actual optometrist, but I don't think he's ever practiced.
He's a real down to earth guy, very approachable.
Yeah,
I guess in his line of work though, you have to be.
He'll zip you, man. I'm always like, my friends and I always fuck with each other a lot. And he's just like that. You give him a zinger and he comes right back at you. He's a good dude.
So I already know the answer to this question, and people that haven't watched your show, they're gonna know. But have you faced any challenges as a pool player and a content creator, and how did you overcome them?
Man, so the answers you probably already know. You're referencing the APA situation, probably. Huh? That was a challenge. That wasn't really a challenge as a creator as much as it was just a general pool player, man, and sticking up for what's right. The APA did me dirty, and I exposed it. Yeah. And they've I'm not gonna say too much about it, man, because they want a reason to come after me and legally. But I'm not gonna say too much about it, but man, but if you watch the video, it's all out there, Right. And I didn't say anything that wasn't true. It's all in writing. It's all backed up. And but that situation was just so unfortunate, because I was not only was I getting good content from the APA, but I was advertising for the APA completely free of charge, right? And to be honest with you, I've never been a big fan of the APA rules and so forth, but I do like their opportunity to go to Vegas and win money. So I stuck up for them a lot in the past, because people would jump on my channel and say the APA is garbage, it's for beginners. And I would stick up. I would say, listen, man, the rule set is made for beginners, but if you're an experienced player, you have a chance of making some real money in Vegas, man, and they did me wrong, I feel like.
So do you feel like a player playing APA, do you think any player gets as much out of APA as they put in?
Financially?
Yes.
Very few. If you don't go to Vegas and place in the top 4 or 5, you will never get as much out of APA as you put in. APA is a business, man. And the people in APA, and this is what I found out the hard way through all this, they don't give a shit about the players at all. They care about the revenue and the business. And if the player does something, or say like in my situation, myself and a league operator had problems with one another personally, he took that to the business level and suspended me when I broke absolutely no rules. Right. I filed an appeal thinking the APA is going to have my back, because I was not wrong in the situation. I didn't break any of the rules. I followed their rules to a T, and the league operator writes them a check. So they found a way to side with the league operator, and that's all spelled out in that video as well.
So I wonder, what is it going to take for any league, APA, BCA, TAP, that without players, they have nothing. Exactly. Absolutely nothing. So
100% true, man. And I said that in that video as well. We don't need the APA as players. We don't need them. Nope. They need us.
They do.
And they don't act like it,
So can you recommend any resources or websites that have helped you in your pool journey?
Man, there's tons of them out there. YouTube, really. When I got back into pool, I told you I quit for 10 years. When I got back into pool, I wasn't happy with my game. I wasn't playing as good as I wanted to. And it's because I never had any proper fundamentals from the ground up. So I took my stroke, my stance, everything, and threw it aside and watched basic beginner videos on YouTube. I think I watched a lot of Dr. Dave. Dr. Dave honestly, he's a fucking genius when it comes to pool. It's a little dry and a little lacking in the entertainment aspect, but pool related information, I'm not sure there's anybody better than him. Right. So I watched a lot of his videos and a lot of other videos, just built my stroke from the ground up and relearned how to shoot. And since then, my game started getting better. Little Chris is another good guy to watch, man. He knows his stuff. There's a lot of them out there though, man. Just and And I'm not saying any of them are better than any others because everybody's different and other people learn from different styles. So you may be more analytical up here. So Dr. Dave may be your guy, right? Because you connect with the analytic side of it. You may be more of a field type player where you don't want to know that if you use top, you're going to get 30 degrees off the cue ball and blah, blah. You may not want to know that. You just may play off feel. And for those, repetition. And you might want to learn different spins and kind of how they're going to react. But then you just have to get on the table and learn it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's a lot of different players out there on YouTube that you can benefit from dramatically. And I focus on YouTube because in this day and age, man, like you mentioned, you had a book. I don't personally know too many people in the last decade who actually buy how-to books and read them. Everybody goes to the internet now.
Right. So, so with your passion for pool, just like mine, I mean, have you thought about maybe becoming a certified PBI instructor? You know, I know there's like close to here, you know, there's a couple. There's Randy Gothard or whatever his name is down in Texas. You know, he's a certified instructor. He can teach you. He gives lessons, but he also does instructor classes too, where you can become an instructor.
Never really thought of myself that way, man. I do some instructional videos, but I don't even really consider them instructional videos. I just learn something that I think might help somebody, and I explain it in the way that I understand it. And a lot of other people seem to understand that as well. So I've never claimed to be like good at pool. I don't feel like I'm the guy who should be teaching people. But if I learn something and I think, man, this will really help me, it may help somebody else, I'll do a video on it, you know? And a lot of people do end up getting benefit from that. But for me to be an instructor for somebody, even saying it feels odd, man, because I don't consider myself at that level. I consider myself a novice, a good amateur. I'm learning, I'm getting better. And if I have some information that can help you and I share it with you and it helps you, awesome. But as far as like you coming to me and saying, hey man, I have problems with this or problems with that, can you help me fix it? And I may try, but I'm not going to guarantee you're going to get the absolute best instructional advice, you know?
So do you play many tournaments?
Not lately. I have. Yeah. I try to play a lot of tournaments, especially when I have the time to practice a lot and I'm in stroke, man. I try to play tournaments at least weekly, whether it be small local tournaments or bigger tournaments. There's no better mental practice than playing a tournament because that's that pressure that you want when you play.
Right.
Money games and tournaments, man. Those are pressure matches.
So what's your future goals for your channel? And I know you started that short rail apparel.
That's it.
Yep. Is there, how can somebody get a hold of that?
Links are in all of my video descriptions, but ultimately you can go to shortrailapparel.com. You can purchase through there. Hooked up with a great graphic designer and t-shirt maker out of Pittsburgh, PA. Shout out to TJ and Twisted Apparel. That's who makes my shirts for me. I don't have time to make shirts. I just made the brand. I came up with an original design. He helped alter it into what it is today, and he makes the shirts for me and ships them out. So he's an awesome dude, man. He reached out to me about that. Short rail apparel is one thing I'm trying to do. I'm working on getting that brand up and going. I also have a sponsorship with Perimeter Billiard Lights, the square like you see behind me there. Yeah. Those lights are badass, man. And I have a discount code. If anyone wants one of them, they can use the discount code. Save some money on the light, and it helps me out as well. And then one other sponsor I have with Alamo Billiard Supplies, alamobilliards.com. Those guys all rock. But your original question, man, I don't want to make this a commercial, dude. As far as my goals for socials, I'm gonna take over the fucking world, man.
Heck yeah, I feel you there. I feel you there. So what do you shoot with?
I shoot with Q-Tech, man. Shot with a Predator for years. And if anyone's seen the video where I played in APA Vegas finals, that stick I was shooting there was a Predator P2 Leopardwood. And I bought that stick because I love the way it looked. I did like the way it hit as well. I had a carbon fiber Revo 11.8 on it. The only thing about that cue, man, is every now and then when you get the right stroke, it has a vibration and a pinging sound. It's like a ting, and it sounds like you're miscuing. And it just got to the point where it annoyed me enough. I had played with other people's Q techs and I really liked them. So I sold that Predator and I bought the Q tech that I play with now. It's a Walnut 2. So it's the updated version of the original Walnut Q. Still an 11.8 shaft, but it's a Q tech Synergy shaft.
All right. So one more question and I'll let you go. Who's your favorite player?
Today or ever?
Yeah, ever. Who's your favorite player? Who's somebody you could sit and watch play all day?
Efren, man, of course. I mean, that's the common answer, and it feels stupid saying it because that's 99% of everybody's answer. But he's the GOAT, man. There's just nobody better than him to watch. Now, listen, a lot of people may not like this, but there's an argument, man, that Efren's not the best player ever. When he played, the pockets were 5-inch pockets, you know. It was a lot easier to make shots. The break wasn't as consistent as it is today. So as far as strategy goes and kicking, stuff like that, no one better than Efren. In my opinion today, if you took today's equipment and placed Efren in his prime and Shane Van Boning in his prime, I think Shane would edge him out.
It's quite possible, but if Efren had the equipment now we're playing on back then,
and he was practiced on it, yeah. Exactly.
It would even out.
But don't hate me in the comments, everybody. No. Efren is my favorite player, but I think Shane has a different kind of play. Efren was more showy. He was more fun to watch. Shane is more analytical. He's more to the point. He plays perfect pool, so he may not be as fun to watch. But fuck, man, it's hard to beat Shane Van Boning.
I think Filler's taking over the world though.
Filler is a bad mother, man, and also Francisco Ruiz, man, lately has been killing it. Jason Shaw, dude, he was there. He had the feel. He had the Efren-esque play where he wasn't so analytical. He plays on feel. But something happened with Jason a few years back. I feel like he's not at the same level he was, and he's getting back there. But when you watch him,
but I think he's more focused on family and business now. You know, he opened that pool in Connecticut.
Yep.
So you know he's living over here now.
Kids will ruin your pool game, man. They ruin it.
They sure will.
Little brats, man, ruining your pool game.
I call them tricycle motors. Hey guys, if you enjoy content like this, hit that subscribe button, that like, share, leave us a comment, and let us know how we're doing. Also, go check out Jason's YouTube channel, Amateur Pool with Josh.
Bro, hold on. I'm going to interrupt your outro,
Josh.
Chris, I've killed for less. I've killed for less, man.
Go check him out, man. We'll see y'all next time on the Pooling Around Show.
All right, thank you, man.